Woof! We have another game week now, and so many things are going to happen this weekend. But before we go into this weekend, Omo, last week's football. Guys, I have myself here, Chisom, as usual. I have my guy, my nigga. I have my guy, Aaron, here. And I also have another interesting fellow in the building, and that's Bass. So today we'll be talking about a lot of things, right, in the footballing world. But I think, let me start somewhere. Where should we start with, Omo? A choke, but wait. Chelsea. Let's start with Chelsea.
World champions.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, what champions?
Calm down.
What's wrong with Chelsea in particular at the moment? So Chelsea is a very interesting club. Chelsea has, in terms of squad depth, I don't think any club in the world has as much squad depth as Chelsea right now, right?
Arsenal.
I beg, you know, Chelsea has like 80 man squad, right? However, they haven't been consistent. Even before last season ended, they weren't consistent. Yeah. Now, then they won the FIFA Club World Cup, and people felt, even Chelsea fans were saying, I'm on Chelsea didn't get this season, they win everything.
Yeah.
However, since then till now, they've not been consistent. So, in your opinion, first of all, let me ask you as a Chelsea fan, what do you think is the problem with Chelsea and why they haven't been consistent recently?
Two things. The first answer is Maresca.
Maresca, how?
Yeah, I'm not saying Maresca is a bad coach or an average coach. He's a good coach, and I think he's digging in too deep. He doesn't trust his squad. We played World Club Cup. We won. Players are supposed to be rested. You can't have Enzo playing like 5 games back to back. You have Andre Santos playing. Let's say Lavia is out with injury and Ezungu too is out. You have cup games against Lincoln City. There's no reason why you should be playing someone like Enzo, Fofana, or try your academy boys for a change.
That Enzo, for example, I think that guy is overrated. But
Enzo is not overrated.
Continue.
Enzo is tired. He needs rest.
Okay.
Take Bellingham, for example. Last season, when Bellingham came back last season, for the first 3 months, he was suffering. He was fatigued. And that's the same problem with Enzo. Enzo needs to rest. And Maresca does not seem to be able to give him that particular stretch of rest he needs. You have a large squad. You should find a way to tinker, like make use of everyone else. You don't have to have one player playing 10 matches consecutively. Nobody's Lampard. So I think number one problem is Maresca, as I said. And number 2 problem is I think we didn't recruit properly. One, when Cowell had an injury, we should have brought in a CB, a centre back. We should have brought in at least 2 to cover. Now we have to deal with, let me call them average and below average CBs.
Yeah,
we have
mid-table teams. Yeah, mid-table team.
World champions, please, let me finish.
Calm down.
Respect them. Local champions, respect them. So you have Fofana, who has been out to injury for the past, God knows when, how many matches he has played over the last 4 years. You have, I don't even want to talk about the evil twins, the French twins. That's Badiashile and his elder brother, Disasi. Disaster, as we call him. And then, so you shouldn't have sold, to me, I feel you shouldn't have sold Renato Viega for once to Villarreal. You should have stayed.
But it's not his fault.
Cover, but it is what it is. What I said, number 1 problem is Maresca, number 2 problem is recruitment. We didn't recruit properly. We're just buying and buying.
You guys are just buying and buying. But that's buying and buying. Wait, Aaron, let me even ask you, Seth. So do you think Chelsea's problem is recruitment?
Nah, I have a very different opinion on that. I think Maresca, for me, I think he's the man for the job. So the problem I think Chelsea has is Chelsea is not that team. Let's stop this. They bought everybody. They are spending a lot of money. Look at that Chelsea squad. There are just a few players you can point out and say these players are world class.
You can say the same for every team in the world.
Nah, but most teams have more world class players than Chelsea. Chelsea just a few. Maybe someone like Caicedo, Cucurella.
You think Caicedo is world?
I think so.
You think Caicedo is world class?
I think so. I think it's hard for me to admit, but I think it's world class. Kopama, Caicedo, Cucurella. Those are like Enzo. I see your point. The only reason why I call him world class is because I'm biased toward players that play
I won't call Enzo world class.
Players that play with Messi.
It's my bias. All this nonsense back
I agree, it's my bias.
But I get you though.
Yeah, so
at the time, boys, that's claiming to be. Now, why are you white like this? Continue.
So I think, like I said, Chelsea is not that team. So the expectation is too much. Okay, they won the Club World Cup, fine. But look at the World Club World Cup. The only major game they played was the final. We have talked about it a lot of time. That's not an excuse. Conference League that they won. What was Conference League? Lincoln City that they played. can go to Conference League and put on a show.
Wow.
So what's that?
Okay.
What's that? So I also, like I said, when the season started, Maresca came to press conference and he said, "I need a CB." He said that he needed a CB, but somehow I don't know what was happening. The board decided to put money in other places, in attack, in midfield. They didn't give him what he needed. I had Araujo I wanted to sell for 250 million, but they didn't come to get him.
Nobody's buying Araujo for 50 million.
For 250 million,
Nobody's buying him for 50 million.
He's ready.
Not to mention 250 that you're going to. Nobody's buying for 50 million.
You guys didn't come to get him. So I think for me is the squad is overhyped, and also like I said, recruitment. They didn't recruit. The defense is the worst part of that team. The defense from the defense backward. Sanchez, you can still manage him, but I think Sanchez's confidence is even worse when you look at the defense. When you look at the defenders, they are confused. Chaluba and Tosin should not play for Super Eagles, please. NFF. Please, Tosin should not play for Super Eagles.
Do you have a better defender in the Super Eagles?
See, Frederick.
Who is that?
Frederick who played the two legs,
Rwanda compared to
and
Tosin.
stop now because the world champion. Because Tosin is not that guy. Chaluba, Jehovah boy. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. So they should have recruited in the defense, but they didn't do that, like I said. So,
in my opinion, just so that we can move to the next point, right? Next topic, right? I think Chelsea's strong point is their weakness, right? I think the fact that Chelsea has a lot of people in the squad is Chelsea's weakness, because if you keep changing your first 11 every time you change your first 11, you're going to be influencing the chemistry that should be there in the team. So the person you're used to making an action, somehow, yes, you guys train together, but I'm telling you that you are going to have issues with chemistry if you don't have a stable first 11. So the squad depth is good, but it's also a problem for Chelsea. That's what I think, in my opinion, right? So True. That's what I think about the whole Chelsea stuff. So now let me move to the next thing I want us to talk about, right? Ballon d'Or.
No.
Dembele, Ballon d'Or. So let me even start by saying I think Dembele deserves it.
I agree.
I don't think Lamine Yamal deserves to be second.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree with that.
I don't think Salah deserves to be third.
I think Salah was first.
Sorry,
Vitinha.
Sorry, I don't think. Okay, Vitinha. Basically, in my opinion, Vitinha as third is not. So if you think about it, it's a bitter pill to swallow, but I understand it. However, if I was going to rank my Ballon d'Or top 3, I would say Dembele, Rafinha, then Yamal.
I'm sorry, I won't take Yamal.
Then Yamal. That's what I would do.
For me, I felt, aside Dembele being number 1, Rafinha being number 2-ish, I think everything else is open to interpretation. For me, I feel Hakimi should have made top 5. Harry Kane should have made top 5. I'm sorry about Yamal and everything. Yamal can be 5th or whatever, but Harry Kane, Hakimi, and this might come as a shock to most people, but I think Mikel Olise had a better season.
Yes.
Than Yamal. I will say this anyway.
Than Yamal.
Yeah, the reason why
Olise won only 1 trophy.
Yeah.
Before saying that, what did Yamal win?
Yamal won 3 trophies.
What is what?